This episode is brought to you by Snapple. Want to know another Snapple fact? The first hot air balloon passengers were a sheep, a duck, and a rooster. Ridiculous. Check out Snapple.com to find ridiculously flavored Snapple near you.
You're listening to Make Some Noise podcast, Minisode number 609. Welcome to Make Some Noise podcast, your guide for strategies, tools, and insight to empower yourself. I'm your host, Andrea Owen, global speaker, entrepreneur, life coach since 2007, and author of 3 books that have been translated into 18 languages and are available in 22 countries. Each week, I'll bring you a guest or a lesson that will help you maximize unshakable confidence, master resilience, and make some noise in your life. You ready? Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the podcast, a Minisode. I'm solo here, and this one's probably going to be short. I wanted to give you kind of a part 2 of my last Minisode, where I talked about feeling overwhelmed around moving, and it was such an emotional move for me, leaving my marital home and starting over in this new place. And I mentioned briefly that I would record something about how I got here and this particular house that I moved into. For some context, like I said, I'm the one that left the marital home, and I'm renting a house that is half the size of the house that I've lived in for the last 9 years. And before that, we rented a house that was a lot bigger. So for the last decade, I've lived in a pretty big house with a husband and 2 children. And now I have shrunk the living space and I have my kids 50% of the time. So we are getting used to having less space. In fact, as I record this, they are right on the other side of the door, and there's wood floors throughout this house, so everything echoes. I'm working on getting rugs. It's going to be a transition. So it's some things to get used to. And I'm going to really just spend this time talking to you about how I really think that I manifested this place. I was stressed out about finding something. And I don't know if you are aware of how rent prices are right now all across the United States, and I think even in other countries, but anything affordable is really hard to find. And what I ended up doing was months and months before I even had the, opportunity to leave, I started writing down every single day 5 things that were goals of mine. I mentioned this a few months ago when I was talking to you about the journaling class that we just wrapped up. That was amazing, by the way. And I talked about how my journaling has ebbed and flowed. And more recently, over the last few years, really, I do the same thing every day. I miss some days, to be honest. It's not every single day, but I write down the same 5 goals. One of them is about, my relationship with my kids. One of them is about work and finances. And one was very specific. And I wrote, the preface at the top of the page was always, I've decided that. And then I would write these same 5 things. And one of the things was, I've decided that I'm going to find a house for me, the kids, and Astrid, our dog, that we all love and that I can afford. It was pretty specific without getting too specific. I wanted it to be something that we all loved and that we could afford. Because I have the tendency to decide impulsively and just grab the first thing. And I'm like, this works. This is good enough. I'll take it. And I didn't want to do that. But I also had the stress of not being able to spend a lot of time deciding and being super choosy. So I just decided, you know what? It's going to work out. I don't know how it's going to work out, but it's going to work out. You guys, it took me months to get there. It took me months to get to that place of really accepting that it was just going to work out. And of course, I had moments of freak out of like, oh my God, what if it doesn't? But for the most part, I had accepted that it was just going to work out how it was going to work out. And so I knew that I had some deal breakers. There was only a couple. I needed 3 bedrooms. And I also needed a fence because of our dog. And that was it. It would have been great if, I don't know how it is where you live, but some of the really cute older houses in the downtown area of where I live, they don't have garages. I'm on the East Coast, so there's a lot of cute old neighborhoods. You might get a carport covering. I thought, okay, I've resigned to the fact that I'm not probably going to have a little area to do my gym. I'm not going to have a place to park my car or have a lot of extra storage with a garage. I'll live. I'll be fine. Just give me 3 bedrooms and a fence and I'll be good. But in order to pay the bills, I need to take a quick ad break. And when we get back, I'm going to tell you exactly about this house and also one mantra/affirmation that I've been saying over and over again that I think is helping me get what I want. We'll be right back. Shopify's already taken the cash register online, helping millions sell billions around the world. But did you know that Shopify can do the same thing at your retail store? Give your point of sale system a serious upgrade with Shopify. With Shopify, you get a powerhouse selling partner that effortlessly unites your in-person and online sales into one source of truth. Track every sale across your business in one place and know exactly what's in stock. Connect with customers inline and online. Shopify helps you drive store traffic with plug-and-play tools built for marketing campaigns from TikTok to Instagram and beyond. Get hardware that fits your business. Take payments by smartphone, transform your tablet into a point of sale system, or use Shopify's POS Go mobile device for a battle-tested solution. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/noise, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/noise to take your retail business to the next level today. Shopify.com/noise. I have definitely been in that place where my paycheck ran out before the next one got here. Life doesn't happen bi-weekly, so why should payday? The money you earn can be in your hands today with Earnin. Earnin is an app that gives you access to your pay as you work, up to $100 per day or up to $750 per pay period. Just download the Earnin app and verify your paycheck. Then access up to $100 a day as you work and leave an optional tip. Any money you access plus tips are automatically repaid from your next paycheck. You can use Earnin to pay for a girls' night out, a last-minute gift for a loved one, or even summer camp for the kids. Make Earnin a part of your financial routine and join Earnin's over 3.5 million customers who say things like, when I think about Earnin, I think about financial stability, security. It gives me a lot of peace of mind. Download Earnin today, spelled EARNIN, in the Google Play or Apple App Store. When you download the Earnin app, type in Noise under podcast when you sign up. It really, really helps the show. Noise under podcast. Subject to your available earnings, location, daily max, and pay period max. See earnin.com/TOS for details. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank products are issued by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. You know when you're listening to a song on the radio and you get the profound feeling that the song playing was written about you? Now imagine having the power to gift that same incredible feeling to someone you love with an original song from Songfinch that actually is written just for them. Songfinch lets you create an original radio quality song inspired by your own life and the people you love. It's completely unique, personal, and lasts forever. Whether your song is for Father's Day, an upcoming graduation, wedding, or anniversary, or even just a gift to show your loved one how much you care, start your song now to lock in one of Songfinch's top artists. I gifted Songfinch to myself, a song about my late father, and I'm so excited to play you a clip.
Flipping through the slides of learning how to live and how to love, and coming undone, a father daughters without, so she writes it down.
One of my clients heard about Songfinch from this podcast, and so she had a song created for her son who is graduating, and she told me that they both cried when she played it for him and that it exceeded her expectations. For a limited time, Songfinch is letting our listeners upload their song to Spotify for free, so you and the lucky person you gift it to can listen to it anywhere, anytime. Go to songfinch.com/noise and start your song. After you purchase, you'll be prompted to add Spotify streaming for your original song for free, a $50 value. Again, my URL is songfinch.com/noise. Don't forget to share your song with us too. songfinch.com/noise. So for those of you that are either, in the rental business or have rented a home recently, you probably know, I didn't know this because it had been 10 years since I rented, but they have this thing where you can basically let yourself in to properties that are available to rent. And you have to jump through all these hoops to identify yourself and all that good stuff. But I had looked at maybe 4 houses that way and really liked the process. And I had to go out to this one particular area to look at a house. I just had, a little bit of time. And I thought to myself, let me just jump on this one website and just do a quick search again, because I hadn't that day, see if there's anything else available in the area. And there was a house that came up, and it was right outside the main city that I had been looking at, maybe 5 minutes outside. And it was a little town I had never heard of. And there was only a picture of the front of it. There were no pictures of the inside. And so I typed the address into Google Earth, and I saw that it had a fence. And the front of it looked good, and it had a garage. I could tell that from the picture of the front of the house. It was a cute little, looked like a 1-story brick house. And the rent was just barely in the price range. It was at the very tippy top. Almost as much as my mortgage, you guys, for my big house. But anyway. So I thought, what the heck? It was a let yourself in place. Let me just go look at it. It won't be, it won't be too much of an inconvenience. So at that point I had looked at, I think 5 homes, and I had narrowed it down to one other one that I liked enough. And this one did have a 2-car garage, but the inside was pretty dated. And and I was like, well, I could figure it out. It had a great backyard. So that was a bonus. And it did have 3 bedrooms. And I thought I could make this work. It was in a cute little neighborhood. So that one was one that that I had pretty much decided I was going to put in an application for. So I go to look at this other house, and then I swung by the house that had no pictures except for that front one. And I was by myself, typed in the little code that they gave me, and I opened the front door, and there's wood floors throughout, which is something that I felt like was an extra bonus, like the garage. I'm like, extra bonus if it doesn't have carpet. Had wood floors throughout, and the dining room had really pretty crown molding. And I was like, oh my God, I could live here. I immediately had that feeling when I walked in the front door. Dark wood floors, which I love. The cabinets were white, which I love. Loved the crown molding. Had a fence, decent sized backyard, 2-car garage, 3 bedrooms, big primary bedroom, which, as you know, I work from home, and I was losing my home office, which I've had for 9 years, actually longer than that. And so I knew if I got 3 bedrooms, I was going to have to do a combination home office and my bedroom. And the primary bedroom was big enough to do that, where I'm sitting recording this for you today. And so I knew immediately that I wanted that house. So I applied. I even called to say, what's up with this house? There's not pictures on it. Did it just go on the market for rent? And talk to them about it. Everything happened very quickly, very easily. It just worked. It all worked out. I do think that there was some element of manifestation in there, and also the practice of detachment. I've told you a million times, my friend Rachel Luna gave me the mantra, if not this, then something better. So I've been practicing that. And also there's one more thing that I saw, I think on TikTok or Instagram reel. It was this realtor who's, I guess, famous in the real estate world. I don't know who she is. I cannot remember. I'm sorry. But she said that she spends time saying to her, she says her name, my name is, I forget her name, Jane Doe, and only good things happen to me. So I started saying out loud, as often as I remember, my name is Andrea Owen and only good things happen to me. I told this story in my Instagram stories very briefly, and my friend Amy Ehlers replied, and she said, "Oh, you could tweak it to my name is Andrea Owen and only good things happen for me," which I love that version too. Either way, I invite you to adopt it. Even if you don't see massive results, even if you think it's silly and you feel dumb saying it, keep trying it because it starts to feel really good. Make it fun. Have a sense of humor about it. My name is so-and-so and only good things happen to me. My name is this bad bitch and only good things happen for me. whatever it is. So again, just a quick, short story of inspiration and tool/mantra for you to practice in your own life to get what you want. A quick reminder that speaking of getting what you want, I have 1 or 2 openings for private coaching, probably 1 for private coaching this summer. If you want to work with me, head over to AndreaOwen.com/links. That's where everything is. You'll be able to check out the page, see who my coaching is for, see what we work on. And you can always fill out an application that might bring you some clarity. The applications come straight to me and let's chat. We'll talk about it, see if it's right for you. Thanks for being here. I'm so grateful for your time. And remember, it's our life's journey to make ourselves better humans and our life's responsibility to make the world a better place. Bye for now. Hey, did you know there's free secret podcast episodes waiting for you that are not part of my regular podcast feed? Yes, AndreaOwen.com/free. And you just sign up. You get a link sent to you. It's very secret. It's like a secret club. We don't have a secret handshake. Don't worry about that. But it's these motivating podcast episodes that I made for you. They're under 20 minutes each. There's 3 of them. They're for wherever you are in your life. So head on over there and grab them. They range from really supporting you and seeing you where you are and being compassionate, all the way to giving you a giant kick in your ass and telling you how amazing and gorgeous and phenomenal you are. So AndreaOwen.com/free and get your hands on that free podcast feed.
I'd like to introduce you to the Minimalist Moms podcast. It's hard enough being a mom, and the last thing you need is stress from too much stuff and an overcrowded schedule. For too long, I lived with the mindset that bigger was better, and the more I added to my life, instead of feeling better, I felt overwhelmed. It was time for a radical new mindset. Less is more. I'm not into extremes. I didn't throw everything away. My brand of minimalism is more about adding than subtracting. Get rid of the excess to make room for what you love. In other words, it's about living life with purpose. I hope you'll listen in and my guest and myself can inspire you to think more and do with less. The Minimalist Moms podcast, available wherever you listen to podcasts.